And later, I don't know how this happened, but some rabbis read it somewhere, I think maybe in the Bloomsbury collection of contemporary Jewish American poetry. Anyway, it wound up in our newest prayer book and went out to Reformed congregations all over the world. So I'm just astonished, but of course, very, very happy about it. Yom Kippur. In the autumn garden, I chop away dead yucca spires, their white bell blossoms distant in memory. My fingers comb ivy and vinca for fallen leaves that crumble in my hands. I think of crimes against my loved ones, count my sins, pull at spiderwebs and chickweed, stubborn at the root. I make my piles, gather the detritus of trees into bags set against the curb. I sweep the sidewalk, edge a trowel's blade beneath a hardy clutch of clover. Even in drought, the barely living cling like runners on a fence post, adamant. My roses staked and tied to the wire mesh. Even they wilt on the stalk, feebly pink. Still, honeysuckle persists, fragrant, wild, and berries will ripen in the winter to come. This poem I just found out via email a few hours ago has been nominated for a Pushcart Prize. It's called Main Street. Sometimes I want a life unseen, above the bookstore, a small life lined with shelves of novels and poems, a life of sinking my hand into soft gray wool, a knitting project, the needles clacking. At the window, snow pelts in falling light, the blackbirds that arrow eastward, across the bay where the lighthouse flares its fan. A small life, such as the one in which stew bubbles on the stove, and there is a wooden table set with 2 bowls, 2 spoons, 2 mugs for milk, and thick napkins, white and folded. Bread bakes, while steam from the kettle clouds my glasses. You know this life, the one I want. It is devoid of clatter, of clamor's insistence. Instead, it is a life of red rain boots poised at the doorstep, of a handful of friends and good lines in the writing. A life in which the postman, huffing up the stairs, hands me a packet of letters bound in cotton cording, their messages tender, of good hope and cheer. A life worth its silence, its simple, sacred yearnings. And I'll close with While Weeding, which is coming out soon in the Cumberland River Review. And of course, as we get to a certain age, we imagine our demise and what form it will take, when it will happen, how will it happen. You don't get obsessed, you know, but you begin to think about these things. While weeding. A dandelion's fluff scatters, its seed bowls lifted in wind, their destinations unknown and rocky, most like. My neighbor calls again, her words repetitive, aimless, sleepwalker talk, heedless of its rambling ways. Shall I call a doctor or her son? Who knows which way our failing bodies will plunge, the long trajectory or an imminent demise? I wonder how my frame will fare, what meanderings my mind will undergo. Will I linger, or will I derail at a sudden stop, a stalk of grass beneath the mower's blade? I watch one puff float along, its cloud aloft, its last descent, drifting before the fall, its pointed arrow poised to rape the soil. I wish it safe landing, that its roots grow deep, its jagged leaves tenacious. Thank you for listening. This is the only day that I'll be at the conference. I've got a reading tomorrow night in Philly. So if you'd like to stop by my table and talk poetry, please do it tonight. Thanks.